Blood, the last job you want to do, and this is in any area really, except if you're in some posh village or something like that. But if you're in a normal working class area, the last job you want to do is be a bus driver, especially in London. And I think the worst London borough to probably be a bus driver has to be Hackney. Yo, let me tell you something about Hackney. Like, I'm from Edmonton, North London. Edmonton, you get me. It's a bad area and that. Tottenham is also bad. Tottenham might be a little bit worse than that. But Hackney was on a different level. Like, I could just imagine, yeah. So, like, in Hackney, yeah, back in my day, and let's say, like, so obviously I was born 92 and that, but obviously I was growing up as a child and that in the early 2000s. But basically, between the 90s and the early 2000s, say until like 2005, and that, yo, Hackney was literally like a no-go zone. And I think the worst area in Hackney was an area called Clapton, E5. That's the postcode, isn't it? I could just imagine being a bus driver going from Mare Street, which is in E8, and then just cutting through Clapton, going through Springfields and that. Like, yo, you Hackney people watching this right now, yeah, let me know, yeah, if there's a bus route that takes you from, let's say, like around like near Wells Street sides, through Mare Street, through to, let's say, like Clapton and that. I could just imagine being a bus driver, like, just dealing with the school kids. Like, yo, we were animals on the bus. Like, we'll be fighting on the bus and them things there, whether it's real or just play fighting and that. Not me, but certain man would lift up the back of the bus and shut the bus down if, you know, the bus wouldn't let us on. Certain man would be using the emergency button to jump off the bus whilst it's moving slow and that. Yeah? Man will be pressing the emergency button whilst the bus is on the move at 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour and that, yeah? So, yeah, some of the antics that we got up to, we're just from Edmonton. So I can just imagine the school kids in Hackney. Yo, listen, I've seen man set off firework on the bus, yeah? So I can just imagine what them used to doing in Hackney. And that's just the school kids. So the school kids will be will be one problem. A next set of people is man them on the bus. I swear to God, I heard this story. I don't know how true it is, but someone that I know, one of his people's people, said that they saw someone they didn't like whilst they were on the bus and the person was walking. I heard the person boop, 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 through the window. You know, like on the double-decker bus, yeah, you've got the window that pops down, just a tiny little window. I heard man boop, 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 through the window. It must have happened. It must have happened somewhere. Even if that story is fake, it must have happened somewhere. Somewhere in Brixton, Peckham, Camberwell, Stockwell, somewhere it must have happened. Yeah, in the last 50 years in the history of London, it must have happened. So we got the school kids, we got man them, so like GMs and that. Yo, I could imagine bare splashings and that on the bus and that. And just obviously the general public in Hackney back then, between like the 90s to the early 2000s and that, yo, bad people. Hackney's not like that no more. Like, obviously, you got a lot of bad people in Hackney still, but yo, before, back in the day, man, it was just, yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts. Boy, the last job you want to do is be a bus driver in the London borough of Hackney. No way. No way, man. But, yeah, forget that, man. Stay wise, ton now.